So we've been gone for 4 weeks.
We've been out of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can talk about my Bucks. I haven't been up on them like I should be.
What do you want to talk about your Bucks?
Nothing.
Because there's nothing to talk about.
Besides that little rowboat celebration that they did, and they still lost at home.
Oh, sad day. Oh, well. Well, we won't talk about that. We've got a lot of other stuff that we can cover.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
What's up? What's up? Welcome back, everybody, to Double D's podcast. It's your boy Darnell.
What up?
And your
Back.
boy Dave.
It's been a minute.
It has been a long time.
Oh, man, bro.
It's been a month since we put our last episode out, and I think that first things first is we have to get to. I was going to say let's talk about what 4 weeks ago and work our way up.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
I think it's very important to let the people know who don't know, although y'all should already, what has happened in the last 6 days, 5 days.
Man.
And I think we can all get a little bit of a clue based on what you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
But
it's not wrinkled.
I would like to be one of the first, but I'm not even close. There's like thousands of people already. But to congratulate you,
No, you were one of the
Captain Darnell King, and the 2023 USL champion, Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, what an awesome experience, man. This was a roller coaster of a season. Obviously, you know how it started with so many new guys.
Yeah,
I mean, people were just unsure. You know, in the beginning, they didn't know what to expect. I think even there was people in our own locker room not to know what to expect. So,
well, we even talked about that in the first 3 or 4 episodes. You
Yeah.
know, just like what the chemistry was like, what you guys, you know, how you were starting, how you were kind of doing in the middle, what we were pushing towards in the end.
yeah, man. I mean, that just kind of tells you that the story's in the journey, and like you never know what's gonna happen at the end. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. You know, cliche, but it's true. So many different backgrounds in that locker room, so many different personalities, egos, and you know, to be able to be a part of the way we got this championship,
Yes, sir.
is great, and that's something that I really want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Honestly.
Let's absolutely talk about that because you know how I am.
Yeah.
And I'm watching all of it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm watching the pregame that ESPN does, ESPN
Everything.
Plus does for a minute. Shout out to ESPN Plus.
Shout out.
But the last 3 weeks have been an emotional roller coaster that I personally have not had since 2013 when the Seahawks won the championship.
That's what sports does to you, man.
Dude, it was absolutely insane. I mean, not just myself, but all of our group watching the games, texting each other during the games, FaceTiming during the games.
Bro, I mean, like being there and like witnessing it happen. Like for me as a player, like I'm the captain and I do my part on the field when I'm taking off because those last 3 games I got taken off around the 60th, 70th minute.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, all right, I did what I can do now. I just have to support. And the thing is, like, I trust every player that steps onto the field. Like, I know they're going to get the job done, whether we're up or down. Now, there are points in the game where you're like, dang, that happened at a bad time. We got scored on or, like, and there's nothing I can do, you know, besides just kind of, like, keep my cool and try and keep it calm. But, man, the fashion that we managed to win these games in is just, like, you can't write it. And, like, we were talking about, like, statistics on how many teams have done this type of stuff. It's not many, especially to do it all away.
I was going to say to do it all away, to do it against, what was it, like the 4, the 2, and the
top
1
teams.
seed?
Top
And
teams.
all in California.
Ran through Cali.
You ran through California.
Throw that hashtag up.
And
ran
then
through Cali.
one thing that I'm going to let you keep going, but one thing that was a bummer to me is that you guys had to play Charleston.
I know.
Because you know I love Arturo Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched his games,
and
I watched what he was doing in the
was
playoffs,
good.
and he was doing his thing too. And I was unsure how we were going to match up. I say we like I'm on the team, but how you guys were going to match up to Charleston because we don't get to see them.
You can say we, bro. We're
I
Phoenix.
did. I
We're
did
Phoenix.
say we.
You can
All
say
right.
that.
All right.
We are Phoenix.
I'll take it.
No, man. Like it's funny because it's full circle. Like we started the first game of the season, we played against them at Charleston, and they beat us.
Yeah.
Right, and Juan was. He said just how like the things happened that game and the stuff that was going on in all of our lives at that moment. It was our first fresh Phoenix Rising, and then to come back and you get a season Phoenix Rising, but the change was like, yeah, we went down early like we did against them in the first time, but the change was you have a team that has been through so much already together that we weren't gonna quit. And I mean, it gives me chills because like Juan said, we don't know how to die, and it's true. It showed those last 4 games that I was like,
exactly.
we just don't stop, man. And I have to, give kudos to all the guys, man. Like, I'm watching Harvey be all over the field. Whether he's like,
boy, Harvey was a one-man wrecking ball the last 2 games,
and he just kept going, and he's just relentless, and it was fun to watch him. I was obviously playing with him is great, but I told him yesterday, I was like, I gave you a throw-in that probably wasn't the greatest, but you had 2 guys around you, and you told me give it to me. And he chested it, and I thought the ball was going to get taken, and he just juggled over both of them.
Right over.
And I was like, that's the championship mentality you have to have. Nobody can stop you. And that's what I was telling him before each game. I said, the midfield is yours. Nobody can stop you. You own the midfield.
That's awesome.
So that was, there was little conversations that I had with everybody. Like I was talking about it last night in front of all those people. I said, there were key moments that I noticed in this final game where Renzo, when he came on and took his PK when we were down 2-0, you usually place it because you want to make sure it goes hard, but he smashed it. Mm-hmm. And he smashed it, I think, to make a statement because he needed to rise us up again.
Absolutely.
Man, he hit it so hard. I was like, that easily could have missed, but he did it and then did one of the coldest celebrations to their fan. He just
I know. I'm going to tell you right now. So, of course, we were watching it inside.
Yeah.
And I was playing Call of Duty, right, at the same time.
Yeah.
And when second extra time ended, I yelled.
Yeah.
Ethan, my son, had just come home from work, sat down, watched the end of the game with me. Wife was sitting in the back room.
Yeah.
I yelled. I was like, Megan, get out here. She comes out there and she's like, did they win? Did they win? I'm like, no, we're in penalties right now. Sure. And so we're all watching. Now I'm watching, but I've been playing my game while you guys were playing the whole time. I wasn't going to change anything. I wasn't trying to jinx anything. You know how we all are when it comes to sports.
I get it.
And I'm not going to lie. You guys missed the first 2 PKs. I was just like, this is damn near impossible to come back from.
Bro.
And I was like, if we miss the next one, it's over. Because it was 2-0.
I know.
And when he put that in the back of the net, I lost my stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, it kind of rose everybody up. And even in that moment, we're still 2-1, and you're still kind of like, all right, well, still some stuff has to happen. But when Rocco saved that first one, I don't know if the guy, who was it, the captain? No, the captain just missed.
Missed it left.
So I was like, all right. Gallardo steps up. Cool. And this is what I mean. Everybody was so pivotal in these moments. The whole season, Yep. He stepped up, cool, calm, and collected. Boom.
Because that's who came in for you.
Yes. Yeah. And loved it, man, because when he came on, he was a spark.
He was pumped.
And it kind of, I don't know when it all clicked for us, but it just kind of tells the story of how, during the season, the beginning, where it's tough where guys are in and out and everybody wants to play. But once we started kind of realizing how good we all were and what our role was and whether you're starting or not starting, it didn't matter who came in off the bench. They were coming. It's they have so much love and respect for the game that they were going to come in and do whatever it took to win.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a championship game. But when he came on, he was just causing havoc. And the starters' jobs is obviously to try and make plays, but at the same time, you got to tire the other guys out.
Exactly.
So
and get you guys into a rhythm.
And that's tactically where the coaches become smart. It's all right, it's time to make a change. I realize this guy's getting tired. Let's put in our spark. Just like Formula One, overtake button. Time to go, So he put those guys. He switched Eddie to the right, put Gallardo on the left, and we just started getting after them. Man, when John scored this goal.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even know if everybody knows the whole story, but John was sick all week. He got a bad cold. And he only trained one day. He flew by himself to Charleston.
As
He
to
didn't
not
fly
get you
with
guys
us.
sick.
Well, I don't know why. Yeah, probably why. But he didn't fly with us. But like 2 minutes before he scored the goal, he asked for a sub because he was done. And on that free kick that we practiced, somehow the ball, the original free kick, we missed. Like the play didn't go according to plan. But Mo followed and just put the ball back in the box. And if you watch like John's movement, like he kind of, once the first ball went over, he kind of like creeps backwards. And like nobody really sees it because everybody's watching the ball. And I don't know, maybe it's just instinctual. I don't know. He just backed up and found the smallest dude, Ikaza, on the other team. And I'm not sure if he just found him, but he was next to him. Ball came right to him and hit. So right before that, they called that PK back. John was so upset, but like he had this was one of the coldest celebrations I've ever seen because in the first half or after the first half of extra time, Juan was talking to us in the huddle. And I look up and they're showing the replay on the Jumbotron. And all you see is John like going like this in slow motion, his hair bouncing like this. And then you see him run over to the sideline ref and say, "That's what you get." Because he was the one who changed the call, you know? So those little moments, man, it just was like, yeah, this is starting to turn in our favor, you know? And it's like, we've been here before. And that's all we kept saying. Just believe.
Yeah.
And, we've been here before and we'll never know what happens. But if we give up now, we'll never find out, you know? We won't even get to that point. So.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, talking about it, obviously reliving it again for me, absolutely phenomenal thing to watch.
Man.
When you guys won, when Rocco blocked that last one,
What a player, man.
I literally like threw my headset off. I screamed into the mic actually,
Bro.
and everybody that I was playing with was like, "Oh my god, it scared the shit out of me."
Yeah, seriously, bro. I mean, I think that's what you live for in sports. That's one of those moments that I think you can write about in a book. Like my buddy Jeff
Man,
Antonelli.
I don't know if you could script that.
No, you can't because
I mean, the NFL tries to script a lot of things, but I don't know if you could script it the way that you guys did it.
and just like where we were all away the whole time, and
And then
the
down.
odds were always
You were
against
down
us.
every time.
Down, and,
Tied it up, extra time, 4 games in a row.
man, I screamed to the fans last night. I said, "We silence crowds so you guys can scream," and I really felt that because I was like, every time we scored, you just heard stadiums go quiet.
Yep.
And you would hear that our section
Except
of
for that little
Banditos.
corner,
You
yeah.
would hear our section of Banditos, which I loved because it was like, that means so much because it's just, this is our home now. Like, we took over your area, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, the last story I would tell about that whole PK situation was like, Darius, I don't know, he had this feeling about like how the game, after John scored, he was just kind of like, okay, we got this. So when we went to PKs, there was a fan from Charleston like talking trash, and there was some talking to me, and I was talking back. But like, there was one particular, and Darius turned around and like looked at him and started talking back. So when we went down 2-0, he's like, "Oh, you're about to cry. Go home." They were saying that to Darius. He was like, "Okay." Boom, boom, we score. Now it's down to the last one. Darius turns around, like we're all standing on the sideline like this. He turns around while we're in the huddle, and he says, "Watch, you're about to cry in 15 seconds." And it wasn't off of a shot that we had. Rios had to save it, or the guy had to miss. He didn't even watch the PK, man. This was so cold because he just stared at the guy. He said, "You're going to cry. My teammates are going to run, and I'm going to stand here and look at you." Bro, I was like, this guy is – I was like, you're crazy, bro. Like, we're just trying to – like, just chill. Like, let's focus because it's not over.
But he
Boom.
did.
Bro, this guy, I couldn't believe it, bro. He didn't even move. He just stared at it and just laughed. And then he took off and celebrated. But it was like, it just showed the belief because I think the fact that we went through all those games down and like battling and pulling ourselves out of the hole, like, there was no other way to feel. Like, whether we, I don't want to say like if we lost, we'd be upset because we would be upset. But
yeah,
the
but
journey,
you guys had already you had been so successful at that point.
We've killed ourselves,
10 games into the season, you guys were written off.
I'm telling you.
I mean, the USL is like what happened to the rising of old. Something's wrong. We understand this is going to be Juan's first full season. Da 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 da. But excuse me. But y'all had been written off.
Yeah.
It wasn't until really like the last 10 games of the season that you guys were now back into playoff contention, and then you had that really good run. Unfortunately, the last couple games set you back a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, the perseverance, the drive. I mean, and those of you that watch this know I always send a text message, and I did. I sent one
You just sent the
one
picture.
little teeny statement
You sent the picture.
on Saturday. Yep, and I sent him a picture of a pin because last Saturday I won another tournament, and all it said was, "I got mine. Now you go get yours."
Man.
That's it. Like I was gonna say something on Sunday, but that's not right because normally you guys play on Saturdays. I said my thing on Saturday, and it's interesting because as the game started, I thought to myself, I was like, should I have said something to him today? I was like, it's been a tradition for a year and a half, 2 years now.
I mean, it was perfect, bro. That's all I needed to be said. And
Well, I'm super proud of you guys. And
Yeah, man.
before we get to it,
yeah,
5 weeks ago, you lost a bet. And that's the only time we're going to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
somehow I thought you were gonna forget. It's 5 weeks.
And the Buccaneers lost to, I believe it was the Detroit Lions.
It was.
And we could make any drink we want to, any shot, I should say, that we want to. But
What a guy this guy is, man.
because I'm now sitting next to a champion, instead of making any shot,
What would have it been if we didn't win?
honestly, I was going to do mayonnaise.
Oh,
And I've got some of that,
that would have hurt.
like, truffle ultra hot sauce
Oh, that would have hurt me.
and lemon juice.
That would have been okay. Been a nice touch.
You got to give a little bit of the liquid part to it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that mayonnaise was going to be all chunky and curdly. It was going to be great. But instead, I got one of your favorites, Honey Jack. Congratulations,
Cheers.
champion,
Thank you, sir.
captain, my boy.
That's some good stuff there, baby.
So good. And of course, we have to wash it down
Yeah. With the good stuff.
with the good stuff. If I could get this stupid thing open,
I'm gonna let you
let
run
me
that
get
one,
you.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, man, what a ride! I have to give props
Sure.
to all my teammates, man. Like each and every one of them, they did. It was such a big part, and it's not just what you see on the field, man. It's like the locker room is a big thing, and like people can say like, oh, you really did well with the locker room, Darnell. It's like, well, you have to have good guys, and I can tell you, having so many different backgrounds, the way these guys were able to just be themselves and be comfortable, and yeah, we had our fights in times, but it always was back to what's the most important, the team. And I only can speak positive things on all these guys, man. It was good. We always kept it competitive in whatever we did, whether we were playing head tennis, whether we were playing small-sided in training, or 22, which is a card game we play on travel. It was always competitive, but it was always good competition.
So, and I haven't seen this, and maybe this has already been announced, but I know that Rios got MVP of the match for the championship.
Yeah.
Who did you guys give MVP of the playoffs? Like,
We didn't. I don't really think we did that.
Or
I
did you
think
just do
we
one a game?
We just said
I mean, Quajo's got to be up
Yeah,
there.
no,
right?
I mean-
Sandberg's got to be up there.
no for sure. I mean, Cuello was a staple for us in the postseason. I mean, obviously, and he even talked about it on CBS yesterday. They brought up his penalty, and they showed it like 5 times when they were doing his interview. But I was like, you're gonna do. He had that in his mind to do it, the Panenka.
Yeah.
And like, it is what it is. As long as we pull it out and we didn't give up on him. Like, he made his decision, we move forward. But what he did prior to that, getting us to that position, I mean, it just speaks volumes of who he is as a player and as a person. He was always ready when his name was called, and I said it, man. He's one of the most dangerous players in this country, I think. With what he
Well, he's got
possesses.
a leg, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think he can be a very top-level player. So, like I said, man, that just speaks to everybody that was there, man. And I would say, yeah, those games, definitely MVP, if we did it that way. But he was definitely up there for me. But, yeah, man, Rios, I mean, the final, I think, is the only time they do that.
Yeah.
And he deserved it, man.
Absolutely. Youngest goalie, I think they said. Youngest goalie to ever win a championship.
Yeah.
Might even been the youngest goalie to ever play in the championship.
Yeah, man, there was a lot. There was a lot going on. Like, it becomes stressful because you have to be super sharp in that moment because you're the last line of defense. So, like, the chances that they were getting laid on, even though we were like, all right, we got this, like we tied it, we're in extra time, they were still getting some opportunities. And we had to, like, even in that moment, like, you're catching a simple ball. It's like, I don't play goalie, but like, if you drop it, it could be it.
Yep.
You know, if somebody connects with you and the referee doesn't call it, it could be it. So the fact that, you know, he held on to every ball and, you know, did his job to the fullest and got into the PK position and won it for us, it just speaks volumes to who he is as a player and wherever he's going to go, whether it's here, further, I don't know. But he has a great career ahead of him, and I'm super excited for him and to see him grow more.
Well, super pumped for you guys. Super excited for the city because right now the city sports are kind of hurting.
Yeah, man.
With the other teams that I'm not going to mention, but if you live in Phoenix, you know who they are. But
it's the start, though, you know?
So before we move on, or I should say let's move on, but next question is, so now that the season's over, what's next?
Well, you know what we do in the off season. Right now, I'm going to stay fit, obviously, and hope for good things to come in the future. But real estate, brother. We got some things to...
So what's going on in real estate?
Man, we are at Real Brokerage AZ.
That's right.
It's a Living Group Arizona, correct?
Yep.
Yes. And I'm loving it so far, man. Our signs look sick.
And who are we?
And we are... The Valley Boys.
Thank you. Yes.
Wow,
so
what a name. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Valley Boys Realty.
Valley Boys
with
Realty.
the Real Group. Yeah.
Man, come check us out, man. We are willing to do whatever it takes to make you happy and get things done for you. But yeah, it's been so far it's been great.
Yeah, I mean we just kicked this off a few weeks ago. One thing I want to talk about with that, though, is kind of the shifting in the market right now. Yeah. Obviously, interest rates are continuing to rise. I think they're over 8% in a lot of places. There's even talk of it going as high as up to 8.5%. What we're also seeing, though, is because of that, we're seeing it's still a seller market, and we're still really low on inventory.
Yeah.
So if you're a buyer and you want to know if now is the time to buy or should we wait, again, I think this goes back to what we talked about in the very first episode. Buy now. Yes, it's going to cost you a little bit more money right now in terms of your interest rate. However, when it's time to refinance, which it will be time to refinance in a year or two, maybe 3 at the latest, when you see those interest rates drop, you're going to be able to refinance. You're going to have equity into the home. You're going to be saving. You're going to be able to afford what you're living in because you already can. And on top of that, with it being still short on inventory, it is still a seller's market.
Right.
However, sellers are a little bit more likely now to be offering some concessions. They're willing to say, you know what? I understand that our house is this amount. For a full price offer, we're going to offer, a 2% buy down of your interest rate, and concessions. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us. Comment on in here. We'll get back to you. But if you have more questions, follow us on either of our Instagram pages as well, which we'll have in the comments below or in the whatever below. I can't think of it right now. I'm still hyped about the stupid game. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. I want to congratulate both of us on making this shift from Keller Williams to Real. Nothing bad against Keller Williams. It was just time for us to kind of go and do our own thing. Yeah. I'm excited to get over into Real. We've had the pleasure to meet a few people that have just been fantastic, kind of showing us the way to get into the system as quick as possible. We got our first listing within like 2 days of switching brokerages. So, things are off to a hot start right now. Yeah. And we got an open house tomorrow, which your boy's going to be sitting in because I got another golf tournament tomorrow.
Your boy's on fire in the golf tournaments, man.
Last year...
What is going on with you, brother? You've been on fire. What is happening?
I've been traveling. I've been playing a lot of golf and some more traveling. Yeah. And then some more golf.
That sounds like the life, though. Traveling golf?
You'd like to think so, but when you have really bad knees and back, traveling sucks.
Yeah, but if you're winning, then it's like, nice.
It makes it all worth it in the end. Yeah, so over the last 4 weeks, I've been in 2 tournaments. Yeah. Won both of them. Played really, really, really well the first one. I played horribly this last one, but fortunately enough, everybody else did as well. And yes, the second pin is up there. So now we're up
Dang,
to
wait
2.
a minute, bro. I didn't pull out my stuff.
Oh yeah, I
We
forgot
all
about the
got
hardware.
And
I
this is
forgot
not to
about the
take away
hardware.
from that pin. I just noticed.
No, my pin
because-
doesn't mean anything compared
No,
to
it
this.
does, man, because you sent that pin, and that made us
Look
get this
at
bad
that.
boy.
Dang, that's like an Olympic gold.
Somebody wrote on that bad boy. I gotta get it. The marker. Ah, there it is. Yeah, man. And what it says on the back? Winner.
Does it really?
It does. Okay.
That's what they described as winner.
Yeah, I thought they could have put some more, like engraved our names.
Well, at least put your name in it.
I'm grateful. I might go do
Man,
my
this
name
is
by myself.
awesome.
Yeah, man. And then
I
this
would
is-
say let's hang it up on the wall, but I know this has to go home with you.
That's a
so
goal, but we can hang it up somewhere right now. In your golf clubs or something.
Nah,
And then this was the game jersey.
we're gonna drapes it.
We have
That's the jersey.
that's the jersey. It's got the final thing on there. You only get that when you make it to the finals.
Man, that is sick.
Yeah, man.
Does
That's
that
me.
go up on the wall or is that yours?
I'm gonna have to frame this.
All
this
right.
one. I got two though.
I
So
don't-
we'll see what we can do.
I don't blame you. I would.
Yeah, this is
I'd
getting
frame
framed
that.
with that.
Especially since that's the actual game worn
and
jersey.
some photos and yeah, man, we'll get some good stuff out of that. But yeah, man, it was that pin, you know, it inspired me. You told me go get ours, and we
You had
got
to
it.
go get yours, and I'm glad that you did. So, so a lot of golf. I travel. I went to North Carolina. I
Yeah.
got to give a huge shout out to Rock Barn Golf and Country Club in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nice.
And I've got to give an even bigger shout out to Verdict Ridge Golf and Country Club in Denver, North Carolina. Y'all know me, and I play a lot of golf. I played
know
a
me.
lot
You do.
of different golf courses, from not so good municipal golf courses to private golf courses. And I will tell you right now, Verdict Ridge in Denver, North Carolina is a top 3 golf course that I've ever played at in my entire life. The golf course itself, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. The greens are 13 to 14 on the stump, running super fast, super true. But the staff made the entire experience that much better.
Cart girl's always on point.
There was no car girl.
I said I don't know golf.
They didn't need a car girl. They got spots on the golf course.
They
that
got
you can stop at.
concession spots on the course. Dang, I need to upgrade my golf course.
The head pro, who has asked to not be named, but the head pro, the director of golf, he took such great care of myself and Jimmy from the moment that we got there.
Nice.
And so did Rock Barn. I'm not taking anything away from Rock Barn. Like, they took care of us as well. Rock Barn has 2 different 18-hole golf courses. One's semi-private, the other one's super private. And when we got there, we had our tee time set up for 8:30, and then we had another tee time set up for 1 o'clock. We got there, and they were like, you can go whenever you want to. And I'm talking, there is still dew on the golf course.
Ooh.
It's steam's coming up when the sun came up. Like,
got
it
that
was
early morning.
and in the middle of the forest.
See any deer?
We did see deer.
Elk?
No elk.
Okay. See what I'm curious
Saw a
about.
couple cougars too. But beautiful golf courses. They took extremely good care of us. Again, shout out to Rock Barn. Shout out to Verdict Ridge. If you ever go to North Carolina, specifically the Charlotte area, just north and to the east of Charlotte, make it over to Denver. It's absolutely worth whatever amount they charge you, depending on the time of year, to
Nice.
go and play Verdict Ridge. That golf course is absolutely phenomenal. Check out Stubby McPickle Instagram page. I put a couple of videos out there already of the last 3 holes, 16, 17, and 18. I'm going to be posting some more stuff later. But you got to go and check those places out. So on top of that, last 4 days ago, I went to Las Vegas.
What a place.
What a place indeed. And I went to Las Vegas for the very first ever, and I'm going to say inaugural because you know there's going to be more,
Yeah.
Netflix Cup. 4 PGA players, 4 F1 drivers.
Bro, you look like you were having a blast.
Man, let me tell you right now, they only sold, or I shouldn't even say, I'm sure that they sold because they were like VIP and stuff like that I wasn't privy to, unless we get a whole bunch of subscribers. But a friend of the show's, Andre, he won tickets to go. And when I tell you that there was nobody there, there was nobody there. We're talking about an 18-hole golf course. They only played 9, whatever. But
Is it exclusive?
It was exclusive.
Oh, it's not.
There was only like 6,000 tickets. Now that number sounds big.
No,
But
not for it.
on a 9-hole golf course and an event like this, that's nothing. We got there, we went through registration, which I'm sorry to say, Netflix cut people, your logistics in the registration was awful, but the experience itself made up for it tenfold. But when we finally got onto the golf course, we went to the 3rd hole green, and they said, "This is your hole."
As in what? Like you have to stay there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But follow me on this. There was maybe 100 people.
Bro, did you feel like just
Yo, I felt
exclusive?
I've been to a lot of golf tournaments. I know PGA players. I know people that have been there. I've been inside the ropes and all of that. This felt so much more intimate for what it was.
Right.
Like Waste Management, you have 275,000 people, and that's just
It's
stupid.
crazy.
Right?
It's crazy.
And there's no intimacy.
cool.
Even on the
It's cool, but
practice
it's
rounds
crazy.
and stuff like that, there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
intimacy. When I tell you that when we got there and there were 65 people around the green
That's crazy.
before the thing kicked off, there was an LPGA and a PGA player, and I will name them, Lily Mahey and Kurt Kitayama. Thank you guys so much for being amazing. They were playing with the CEO of McLaren, Zach Brown.
I saw him on the show.
Yep.
Formula One show, Netflix.
So
Shout out.
he pulled his drive a little bit to the left, and as we were walking to the green, he's in the rough on the left-hand side with a big old stogie hanging out of his mouth. And he turns around and he's like, "What's up, guys?" Like,
Oh gosh.
what? Right? Here's the CEO of McLaren. He's, "Well, what's up, guys?" Anyway, so we get done, and I love Lily. She's my favorite LPGA player. She's brand new to the LPGA, but what she's doing in her career and how she's progressing, a beautiful golf swing, and she's just a genuinely super nice person. Please
Nice.
go and follow her as well. It's Lily MHE, Lily M. Hay. She was in that first group when we just got there, right? So where we stand, or where we stood when we got there, they literally pulled a cart right. I'm 2 feet away from the golf cart.
Did you say hello?
I did.
Did she say
And
hello?
she waved, you know. I mean,
That's nice.
they had a
That's
lot-
enough.
And of course, because she's super nice. And what's even funnier about the whole thing is as they're starting to drive away, Andre
Yeah.
was wearing his Ferrari shirt.
Oh.
And the CEO of McLaren goes, "Ferrari?"
It's good.
What's even funnier about that is the guy that was standing right next to us that we all kind of made friends with while we were standing in this ridiculously long registration line was wearing a McLaren hoodie.
Ooh.
And the dude didn't even say anything,
Anything
to
to
him.
him.
He was so hyper focused on the Ferrari, like the enemy. And of course, Andre's like, "Yeah, Ferrari," you know, like he
Andre.
kind of got caught, right? But
People love chaos.
it was all in all, it was an absolutely amazing experience.
Yeah.
You know, we got to see Justin Thomas, we got to see Carlos Sainz, we got to see Ricky Fowler and Lando Norris, we got to see Alex Norbin, and we got
That's
to
awesome,
see Tony Finau and Max Homa, and I mean,
There's only 20 of them,
yeah.
and that's what's crazy. Like you got to
And-
you were in some exclusive
Oh,
event, bro.
hey, bro, it gets even better.
Talk to me.
So as we're following, after the second group goes through, right, the second main group goes through hole number 3. Now we
Yeah.
can walk wherever we want to.
Okay.
Okay, so we immediately cross the fairway and go right over to the 5th hole,
Yeah.
and that's where they're all playing. First of all, Alex, you owe me because you damn near killed me with your errant tee shot. Not going to say what you owe me, but I'll take like a sign, something. But here's how intimate it was. So he hit it right, almost killed me and another guy. Max Homa also hit it right
Off the drive.
off his drive. Yeah,
Why do y'all stand that close to people
we were
driving?
285 yards away.
Oh, so I'm thinking of the people that stand right at the tee box.
Yeah, first of all,
That's crazy.
The people
to
that
me.
stand right at the tee box, I don't have a problem with. It's the people that stand that close to them on their second shot that I have a problem with, because usually it's coming off of thick rough or pine needles or
You don't know where it's going.
rocks or bark or something.
Is all that like pine needles? Can that really throw your shot off that
Absolutely,
much?
yeah.
Ah,
they're
okay.
they're so slippery. Like
didn't
you'll
know
lose
that.
your footing. The club will slip.
Oh,
You
I
hit
thought it
off
was
the
like
hosel.
when you hit the ball, it throws it off. It's more of your feet.
That can too, but
Okay.
it's all of it.
Okay.
It's all of
Back
it. But
to-
anyway,
back
back
to
to
the
it.
story. Back to the
So we're like 285 out, standing next to Alex's ball. And another 30 yards ahead of that is Max Homa's ball off to the right as well, into like some bark area. And as Max and Alex are driving up, we're yelling at them. Like, Alex, this is your ball. Your ball's right here. And
Your ball hit me.
He's like looking at us like this. And then you got somebody that is a part of Netflix, and they're like yelling that, no, your ball's farther forward. Your ball's farther forward. And we're like, no, that's Max's ball, not yours. Anyway, they drive all the way up to Max's ball because they're playing best ball, right? So they're best ball. So they're gonna pick.
Oh, so they were on a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're gonna pick the best one. So they get up there, and I'm not kidding you. Alex turns around and looks right at the two of us that are standing there, and the guy standing next to me beat me to the punch, and he was like, "Can I have it?"
Oh,
And Alex goes, "Sure," because they're not going to play that one. They're going to play
the
Max's,
other
right?
one, yeah.
And they weren't going to walk back there to get it. Bastard bends down, picks up the golf ball, doesn't even walk towards the group. Doesn't even go towards them.
off.
He just took off.
he got what he
Like
needed.
he thought he was going to get beat up or something over a golf ball.
I would have.
Nah, it's just a golf ball. So that kind of sucked, but whatever. So I walked 30 yards forward, and I have a video, and I will post it. I'm literally putting my arm on Max Homa's golf clubs and recording them hit out of the bark. Like, that's how intimate it was. That's how close
That's
it was.
really cool,
The
man.
next hole, oh, yeah, my man, beast mode, Marshawn Lynch, standing right there.
Playing?
No.
I was about to
He
say
one of
that
the
podcast
hosts.
so we could go. Hey, Beast Mode, chill.
He was one of the hosts.
That's
He was like the
funny.
on-course reporter.
What a guy.
But he's like grabbing beers from spectators.
He talked to you?
He didn't talk to me. He didn't talk to me.
Well, you
until
were close to
He
him.
didn't talk to me until afterward,
It's
and I got that story. Yeah.
damn.
So we're following people around. We got to see Tony Finau hit an amazing chip shot out of the bark behind a tree. I was 10 feet behind him, like up close and personal. I got to walk by. I got a little fist bump from Tony Finau. Unfortunately, I did not have my phone on because I had 4% battery at that point. I saved my 4% for what happened after our front row trophy presentation for the winners, Justin Thomas and Carlos Sainz.
Did you have to get there first to get front row?
No, we weren't even supposed to be there. So we were trying to leave
You're
because
one of the luckiest.
yes,
people I've
sir.
ever seen.
We were trying to leave. We thought the event was over. So we were starting to walk back. We were going to go to the Wynn, kind of walk around and see
Yeah.
what's going on. Well, my 100% crush in the entire world is Kay Adams. Hashtag Kay Adams. Hey, Kay Adams. Love her to death. I just think she's like the cutest thing ever. And the fact that she knows sports and could like talk anybody about sports, it's amazing. Anyway, she was one of the other hosts,
Yeah.
along with Joel Damon. Shout out to Joel Damon. Washington didn't go to Washington State, but he's from Colfax. Anyway, he lives here in Scottsdale. We were walking back. We saw Joel Damon and Kay Adams kind of doing like the wrap up on the studio.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to snap a couple pictures, whatever. Well, as we start to walk away, one of the security people walk up and they're like, "Are you guys here for the trophy presentation?"
Yep.
And I was like, "Sure." Because we could see the trophy. Like, it was in the middle of this big grassy area with all these lights and champagne bottles everywhere.
Didn't
right?
ask you for any credentials. You
Not a single thing.
Yep. Front row.
He's like, "Are you
actually.
guys here for the trophy presentation?" I was like, "Yep." And he was like, "All right, well, what we need you to do is we need you to get to as close to this rope as you possibly can, but don't, like, push anybody around."
Yeah.
I was like, "No problem. There's like 30 people here. I think it'll be fine." So we go up there and we stand at the ropes. Well, then all of a sudden, there's like 15 and I'm not joking, these are probably like former Navy SEAL, Army Ranger dudes, like all trying to be incognito in street clothes with a Titleist hat. Come on,
You can tell.
first of all, I can spot you from a mile away.
Through the polo, their biceps are like.
And they all have the same look. Like we all have the same look. We can spot each other a mile away.
Cold or what? It's just
100%. There's nothing there. Yeah. So anyway, so they show up and they're like, all right, what we need you guys to do is we need you to get underneath the rope. Come on in here. We're going to create a U, and we need like 12 people in the front. That was it. And I was like, I'm the tallest one. This rope is going up here, and I'm going to beat y'all. I'm right there in the middle.
right in the front.
Right in the front. Directly smack dab in front of the trophy.
So if they got photos on Instagram of that trophy ceremony, you might be in
You
one.
would really like to think so, wouldn't you? The camera people don't give two shits about the patrons.
Of course not. They're standing where you are.
So
taking pictures of the trophy.
Kay Adams and Bert Kreischer, who was also there, come down. They're going to be part of the trophy presentation with Marshawn Lynch, giving it to Justin Thomas and Carlos Sainz for winning. As soon as they introduced Justin and Carlos to come out, the photographers just push everybody out of the way and go right in front of us. Oh. So it's like this. You can't see me because all these photographers' cameras
Right
are grabbed right in front of my face. Now, luckily, I'm tall, so there are a couple blurry shots that I got from watching the thing on Netflix. There, Stubby McPickle is there.
Let's go.
But I got some great video. I've got videos of Kay Adams and Bert Kreischer and Marshawn Lynch popping the champagne bottle and spraying everybody.
That's cool, man.
And this is where my night, it was the culmination, as they say.
Beast mode?
Beast mode. As we're walking away, everything's over. They're clearing everything out except for the VIPs. I'm walking away and I hear, what the fuck is wrong with this thing?
You know that
And
his
I
voice
know
is, you know it's him.
exactly who that was.
You know it's him.
And I turn around and Beast Mode is in a golf cart.
Like normal.
Just like he did when he was at Cal. Same
normal.
style golf cart and everything, right? No top, no nothing. It was just one of those
whipping.
6-seaters.
There's something in his brain
And the
that
golf
just goes
cart
for
is
them.
literally going like this. It's not moving.
He's pissed.
And he's like slamming down on, he's like turning it on and off and everything like that. And he's like that. And I turn around and I was like, they saw you coming. And he goes, you know they did. And I got it all on video. Thank you very much. But shout out to Beast Mode because as soon as he said that,
Beast Mode.
all of a sudden the golf cart got power.
And
he
took off.
started ghost riding that sumbitch all. He was like this. Hey.
You should have said, come pick me up, bro.
Oh, man, it was absolutely hysterical. I had such a great time. Thank you so much, Andre, for inviting me to go. That was such a blast. I was able to
awesome,
talk to
man.
a ton of people about Stubby McPickle, about this pod. And that brings me to my first shout out because we met a super awesome couple from California. And they actually own Shift Sector. And basically it's a racing team.
Nice.
And it's like Lambos and street racers. They do half miles.
Because the race was there, wasn't it?
The F1 race is taking place in a couple days.
Something-
They're doing practice and stuff like that. There was a big issue last night with the practice rounds. Yeah, I mean,
hole or something like that.
yeah, manhole cover.
Yeah.
But Shift Sector, and that's SHIFTS, the number 3, CTOR.
Clever.
Follow them on Instagram. They're fantastic. The Huangs, you guys are amazing. Caroline's from outside of London, and we had an absolute blast. She calls me a pro golfer, and I'm like, no, I'm a golf pro.
She's just like me,
Yeah,
bro.
she's like, I don't care. I'm gonna tell everybody I have a pro golfer friend now.
Same.
But it was an absolute pleasure to meet them. They were incredibly down to earth, and I'm talking about people that, and I'm speculating here, but super wealthy,
Yeah.
right? Like they do very well for themselves.
Sure.
You would never have guessed it. Super, super, super nice people. I hope that I run into them again. I'm really hoping that, if I can go and play an event in California, they live in the LA area,
Nice.
maybe we can connect and go out there. But I told them I wanted to give them a shout out. So shout out to you guys. You guys are fantastic. Go follow them on Instagram, Shift Sector. But
Right.
all in all, it was absolutely amazing. I was pretty freaking exhausted. I did win at craps. I also won at my slot machine, my
Were you at the Wynn?
Buffalo. Huh?
You were at the Wynn doing
No, we stayed at the Sahara. Shout out Sahara. Love the
it?
Sahara.
Shout out Sahara.
Yeah, love the Sahara. I
To
mean,
be honest, I haven't really experienced a bad hotel there.
I've had a couple.
Was that your fault or their fault?
Their fault.
Fair enough. That's why I asked.
I don't know how I could make Vegas a bad time,
Yeah, fair. That's true. That's true.
but we had a great time. Andre taught me how to play craps. I'm not very good at it, but I won, so that's all that matters.
I mean, usually a lot of people win in that because you're betting on like.
Thanks for just bringing me back down a notch.
Sorry.
Damn.
Sorry.
But anyway, lots of good stuff going on. I've got a golf tournament tomorrow. Looking forward to that.
Good luck and bring another pin or what?
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Man, you get to get pins like all the time. We get one chance to do this. Actually, there's 3. There's that Western Conference and the big one.
Yeah, I mean you got a lot of hardware.
Next one, I'm gonna try and bring it in here.
Oh man,
Just gonna sit it here.
let's do it. Just set it right there.
Yeah, I mean, we've
No
already
problem.
talked about everything, but I'll still have it in here with us
Yeah.
because I can go get it.
Well, maybe next time.
Next time.
Because this was supposed to be a 2 or 3 parter,
It was.
but we got cut short because we do have a lot still to cover. I mean, that's just I want to talk about every game. I mean, there's so much that happened during those games. I want to talk about in between the games and what's going on with you guys. Hopefully, by the next time we do our next episode, we're going to be talking about, maybe another pin. We'll be talking about what's going on with the family, what's going on with the real estate business, and all that kind of stuff. But once again, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
You got any shout outs that you want to
Yeah,
do? Any
definitely have
flowers
some
you wanna
shout outs.
give
I
out?
got to shout out Crust Italian restaurant, man. Like, it was a place that we went to before every trip. Mike Mariotti,
They
we
take
love
care
you,
of
brother.
you again?
They take care of us
Man,
again,
it's so
man,
good.
every week.
Thanks for the invite.
And we went. Sorry. Don't put me on blast. Like
I did.
but yeah, they take care of us, and shout out to you guys because it was a routine that got us all the way to the final, and we won this thing.
Got to fill you full of carbs before you go run 16 miles again.
Yeah, if you call calzone a carb, no, I did the lasagna. The lasagna is phenomenal there. Dang, what was else I was gonna shout out?
Crust first.
Crust.
I'm going to shout out Spooner again just because
Shout
you
them
know
out.
that Spooner is taking care of y'all for sure.
all day, man. Shout out to Spooner. All the staff there. You guys have been amazing all season long, and like keeping us healthy and getting us back quickly. I remember I had a little injury and I got back very quickly, and I'm not being any type of way because my wife works there, but yeah, she and the staff got me back quickly. Yeah, man. I think that's the only shout out I have. I might have another one, but it's not